Hello and welcome to my home. My name is Amanda and this is my van, which I call Truck. Together with my best friend Frank, we have lived on the road full-time for more than 10.5 years now and counting. About 3 years ago now, I set out to forge myself a career as a creator and storyteller through YouTube primarily, and in this video I'm going to be talking all about the ins and outs of YouTube as a career and doing my best to demystify the creator economy. So I hope you'll find this video interesting in one way or another, whether you yourself are interested in a career as a YouTuber or you're just looking to better understand the realities of creating on YouTube as a job. And, hopefully I'll be able to dispel some of the myths that exist out there. This video is going to complement one I made recently about how I got by and afforded life as a full-time van lifer before I was on YouTube. It has a bunch of tips for frugal living that apply to anyone in any way of life. So if you haven't already checked that out, I will put the link down below. This video is going to be a talking video. I'm going to be talking the entire time about YouTube as a career, different methods of monetizing yourself as a creator. And while it would be easiest for me just to sit and talk to you with all of the notes I've compiled over the past couple of weeks since deciding to make this video and just share that, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to be putting on top of a lot of the talking a whole bunch of clips from upcoming videos. I have 3 really fun videos filmed so far, so I'm going to give you a look at what's to come. Hopefully you'll subscribe, stick around for my adventures, as well as these topic videos I do from time to time. And if you want, you can just listen to this video while you're doing other things, or you can watch it and hopefully you'll enjoy those scenes I'm going to share. But before I dive into this topic, I just need to take a moment to do a quick disclaimer. This video is based on my personal experience. I cannot speak for any other YouTuber or career creator out there. This is a relatively new career path and everyone's experience is completely different with it. It is constantly changing day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. It is such a dynamic field to be part of. So what I'm sharing with you today is based on my experience over the past 3 years to the best of my knowledge, and anything might change in the future. The topics of this video are going to be YouTube and YouTube monetization, the ins and outs of that. Patreon, which is a huge part of my ability to have this be a sustainable career. Working with sponsors, which I love. This video does actually have a sponsor, which I'll get to in a moment. And then also merch sales. Those are my personal 4 main income sources, but I'm going to talk on a 5th section of other smaller forms of income, or at least smaller forms of income for me that might play a bigger role for other creators, to do my best to give you a well-rounded look at what it takes to do this. And I do love this as a career path. It is a lot of work. It is really time consuming, as you'll learn, but it is fulfilling and it is the path I choose. So even when I talk about negative aspects of this career, just know that for me personally, the benefits outweigh the negatives, and in large part that is because I am somebody who absolutely loves to take photos, to film clips. I enjoy the editing process and I love writing and telling stories. So this is a career that allows me to live my passions, to turn what I would be doing anyways into an income source. But if you're not fully passionate about the creative process, then it is very likely that you will give up on this path before you make it financially viable as a career. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I really hope to give a realistic expectation through this video. All right, editing Amanda here. So apparently I have a lot to say coming up about all the financial aspects of existing on YouTube. So I really didn't have any time to get into the pros and cons of being on YouTube and how it's changed my life and kind of like my personal experience and feelings on it. So if you would like to hear about that, please comment below. Leave all your questions. If you want me to go more into detail on some of these types of things, please leave those questions below. If there's anything else you'd like to learn from me through these types of topic videos, comment below. Leave a question below. I absolutely am not going to stop doing all my adventure vlogs. Those are still going to be the bulk of all my content, but making these types of topic videos are a really fun challenge to me, and I would like to maybe do them like once a month. So yeah, let me know what you want to hear from me, what topics you'd like to hear me cover, because it has been a fun challenge. And as you can probably tell, I have lots to say. Real quick before I go any further in this video, I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, who is Drink Element. I have been drinking electrolytes for many years now, and Drink Element is by far my favorite, which is why they get this prime location in my van, so it's always on the ready. They are a very tasty electrolyte drink mix with a science-backed blend of electrolytes and none of the other things you absolutely don't need in an electrolyte drink mix, just the electrolytes you need to replenish when you sweat. And it is really important to replenish the electrolytes lost due to sweat, because electrolytes play a vital role in so many different functions in the body. I personally notice less headaches and less cramping when I have electrolytes as a part of my regular hydration routine. Along with buying Element as a box, you can also get a case where you buy 3 get 1 free. That's called the Insider Bundle, and now you have access to their newest product, which is Element Sparkling. If you'd like to give Element a try, go to drinklmnt.com/TIDELINTOALPINE, and along with the purchase of any of the drink mixes, you're also going to get the sample pack. The sample pack includes 8 of their tasty flavors, so you can figure out which one you'd like to try next or share with a salty friend. They have amazing customer service, and you can get the sample pack with every single purchase of their drink mixes, no matter how many times you've bought before. So if you're a regular Element fan like myself, then make sure to go to drinklmnt.com/TIDELINTOALPINE with every purchase you make of the drink mixes to get that sample pack. It really does help support the channel. Sponsors, as you will learn, are a significant source of income for me, so thanks again to Element for sponsoring this video, and now let's get into it. Alright, YouTube monetization. Because making money through YouTube is not as simple as just posting a video and turning on monetization. You need to actually earn the ability to make money through advertisements that play before, during, and after your videos. And in order to build to reach monetization, you need to have 1,000 subscribers as well as 4,000 watch hours in the past 365 days. This can be a really hard metric to reach, especially if you make short videos or you're not able to keep an audience watching, because 4,000 watch hours is a lot. Now, I read a stat somewhere at one point that was 80% of people who start a YouTube channel do not make more than one video. So the amount of people that have attempted YouTube and quit is really quite high, and I think that's because people really underestimate how much work goes into just making videos to begin with, but even more so to be able to get monetized, and then from there, from making pennies to be able to grow till it becomes a viable career. I feel like, very quick to get monetized. It took me 4 months of posting regular videos to be able to earn my first penny off YouTube. And there's a reason it's called AdSense. And that's because it's literally like pennies per view. For example, if somebody were to find my channel and watch every single video I've ever made, which is hundreds of them, almost 300 at this point, from end to end, I would make less than $3. Which is why when people throw little tantrums about the content I post or give unsolicited advice on how I should go about making my content, I couldn't care less what they have to say. And I know that sounds harsh to say, but YouTube is a numbers game, and for most people, you have to have quite a big channel, a lot of regular views on your videos to be able to make a living out of it. I have a channel that I'm considering a slow burn, although I did get monetized quite quickly. I am now more than 3 years in, and I can let you know that my average monthly income over my entire length of my channel is less than $1,000. In this economy, that really doesn't get you far, and in order to get monetized, I put in hundreds and hundreds of hours of work just to make my first penny. So, yeah, it's not easy, and it doesn't pay off very well, ultimately, in the long run. But what having a YouTube channel allows you to do is to also make money from other income sources, which I'll get into, that include Patreon, sponsors, merch, affiliate marketing, stuff like that. So it has been a journey to get where I am, to being monetized. I've had one video ever go over 100,000 views, and I used the income from that, to pay for this teak countertop when I did my renovation, because I wanted somewhere really nice to work while I was spending many, many, many hours editing. I think the most amount of time I've ever invested in a video edit was about 30 hours. And as much as I loved that video and I was really proud of what I did, it didn't get many views. In fact, I probably only got paid $2 or $3, probably $3 per hour for that video in terms of the time I spent editing. And that doesn't include the time I spent filming or transferring files from my camera to my computer. And that also doesn't include the time that it takes then to export the video and then to upload it to YouTube and then to engage with comments. So there's a lot of things involved that take time in order to make and post one video. And aside from making and posting videos, I also spend a decent amount of time teaching myself new skills. I had to teach myself how to edit videos, and that is an ongoing journey. I'm always trying to learn new things or improve or to get quicker at using the program I use, which is Final Cut Pro. When I started my YouTube journey, I was actually filming on an iPhone 11 Pro and editing in iMovie, which came on my MacBook. I had a 6 or 7 year old MacBook Pro that I was using at the time, and that equipment not only got me monetized, but took me quite a ways into my journey. Starting a YouTube channel and making videos, you don't need really fancy equipment. You don't need expensive equipment. I spent like $40 on a tripod for my iPhone so I could go around vlogging, and that was it. I already had the other things that I needed for this. I have since invested in lots of gear, which I will get to in another segment of this video. And you also don't have to make videos about yourself. I make videos about me and my life in the van and my adventures and my relationship with Frank, who is breathing very heavy right now. But you don't have to make videos about yourself. You don't have to be on camera. You can make videos where you are actually an anonymous person about topics that you're passionate about. You can show your face on camera. You don't have to show your face on camera. You can do really complicated edits. You can do simple edits. I've seen all different types of channels find success. So if you have a passion for creating, you don't have to make it about you if you're uncomfortable with that. I will say, though, that if you do not have an unshakable passion for creating and storytelling and filming and editing, you're probably not going to be able to stay with it long enough to get monetized. And that might sound a little harsh, but it is a lot of work. It is really time consuming. I've had weeks where I put in 80 hours into making this a success. I really am trying to have a good work-life balance. So most weeks I will only put in, say, an average of 40 hours a week. It is a full-time job. And because I'm filming my life in the van, nobody wants to watch a bunch of videos of me editing and answering emails and communicating with sponsors and writing up Patreon posts or filling envelopes full of stickers for my merch store. People don't want to watch that. So in order to film my life as if I don't do any of that, I spend most of my nights editing. or really rainy days, I'll take a couple days off filming and do the editing then. But that said, there are people out there who make a great income doing YouTube with very little time involvement. And unfortunately, I haven't gotten lucky with a viral video, so I'm not able to just coast on the massive channel growth from having a video go viral. Instead, I am working my butt off for every little gain on my channel. And I am totally okay with that because it is really, really rewarding and I enjoy what I'm doing. So I will say that if YouTube were my only source of income, I would find life very hard. The money would not be worth it for the amount of time and effort I put in. And it's not just time spent filming and editing, but there is an emotional toll that comes with sharing yourself and your life online and dealing with the comment section. With all that said about YouTube, I hope you realize that it is not the easy money that you might have thought it is. I know some of the big channels with, multiple millions of subscribers make it look really easy, but trust me, they're also working really, really hard. It is time consuming. And personally, a lot of the channels I watch that are big are couples. It's two people doing that job. And in my situation, it's just me. I'm doing everything. I don't have an editor. I don't have a manager. Nobody's helping me with anything I do. And if YouTube ads were the only source of income I have, then I absolutely would not still be doing this. So another thing about earning income from YouTube is that I don't have to do any of the work of lining up the advertisements. YouTube deals with all of that. That also means I don't have any say in what kind of ads play on my video. I do get to choose how many ads and where they are in the video. So on a 30-minute video, I will put 4 ads through the meat of the video, which you might think is a lot, but if I didn't choose how many ads and where they go, YouTube would put 8 ads by default in a video of that length. And they might be more disruptive than the places that I choose. So I am intentionally choosing to put in less ads than YouTube would like me to do. And when it comes to ad revenue, I keep 55% and YouTube keeps 45%. So that's a pretty big cut they're taking. And that's 45%. They're taking off all the different types of income that comes in through YouTube. If you have a premium membership like I do get a cut of that. So no worries there. I have also had people who use ad blockers send me money through PayPal as an apology for using ad blockers, which is just the sweetest thing. That those messages and $5 or $10 have really, really made my day because it's just really special to see that there are people who understand that this is a job and that I'm working hard. And also YouTube income is rather unstable. I don't get a flat rate per view. It is always fluctuating with factors completely out of my control, factors that I cannot predict. For example, the ads on my videos in December are worth almost twice as much as in January. I think that's why a lot of creators take, half or all of January off, is because suddenly your income per view completely plummets. It also really depends on the demographic of your audience and the content type of your video, how much money you're going to make. So income sources are all over the place, which is why I've told you an average over the entire time my channel's been monetized. But what does allow this to be a sustainable career and more stable is Patreon, which I'm going to talk about next. Patreon, if you've never heard of it, I describe it as a private social media feed where you can subscribe to your favorite creators to basically say thank you for what you're creating. I really like what you're doing, and I'm willing to pay an either monthly or annual subscription fee to have access to whatever else you wish to share. I love sharing on Patreon for a number of reasons. It is my favorite income source because it feels really meaningful to me that individual humans are choosing to pay money out of their pocket because they like what I'm creating, they like me as a person, and they want to not only encourage me to keep doing it, but to help me get better at it. Patreon is also a much more, I would say, stable income source than YouTube AdSense, because while people do come and go as subscribers, it doesn't fluctuate near as much as on YouTube in terms of YouTube's cost per view, but also just the amount of views you get. I like that Patreon doesn't have an algorithm, and that gives me kind of freedom as a creator to share more, share different things, share things that maybe wouldn't perform well on YouTube, but are enjoyed by my biggest fans who support me on Patreon. And so things I share there include, but not limited to, written posts with photos and stories of what I'm doing. There is a lag between real life and videos. So patrons always know what I'm doing sooner than anyone on YouTube. And I also share stuff that never makes the channel. I also make exclusive videos. I have two main types. One are the aerial exclusive, which is where I take all the drone footage that makes the videos, but mostly the stuff that doesn't, because I might use 2 or 3 minutes in a video, but I've actually filmed 20 or 30 minutes. And I do a narration over it, and I just share all that footage. So you can see more of the drone footage, and sometimes I talk about the technical aspects of filming or just more about my experience in that area. I also make videos I call Truck Tales, where I just talk and I share an update, and we usually watch Frank eat a treat, and I do Q&A. So I do those videos almost every month, and that's just a really fun, more personal way to connect to my audience. And so for all those reasons listed, I really, really enjoy being on Patreon. And not only that, but I use the majority of the income I make through Patreon to upgrade my camera gear. It is why I'm able to film this right now in my van at night. My van is a pretty low light situation, day or night, but especially at night. And so once I started having a decent Patreon income, one of the first things I bought was my new camera, which is a Sony a7 IV. And I've also purchased this wide angle f1.8 lens that lets so much light in so I can film in here at night. And that has been a game changer for my channel, for my enjoyment of filming. And also having this lens allows me to film the aurora, which is so cool. I love that so much. But, you know, without Patreon, I wouldn't have all the different lenses I have. I wouldn't have this sick telephoto lens that I use to get just a different variety of shots. I wouldn't have a drone. And yeah, it's been a really, really special place, and I'm super grateful for patrons. I'm also a Patreon ambassador. So I work directly with Patreon and their development team to make the app a better place for creators and for patrons, people who support creators like myself. And so I was one of the first people to have access for the alpha testing of the Patreon chat feature. I was one of the first 10 people to have access to that, which means my audience was one of the first people to have access to that. And it's been awesome to just have a casual place to chat with each other. I like to play guessing games there about animals I see, or just share a quick photo of Frank and just say, hey, hope you have a great day. And to be able to post in a more casual way and, you know, kind of get to know some of the people that support me and watch my channel and enjoy it. So if there's a creator out there you love and you're able to afford it, consider joining their Patreon. I always encourage people to sign up for an annual membership, because then if you have changes in your financial situation, you're kind of locked in for the rest of the year, so you still keep getting all that content. I put a lot of time and effort into my Patreon account. I will spend hours curating photos and writing up posts, and hours again making these extra videos. And I know some creators, they just don't really put in much effort to it, and that's everyone's individual decision. But I also realize that, you know, whether or not I post with high frequency on YouTube, I'm still making income off Patreon because people choose to support me, and I just have so much gratitude for that. I really, really pride myself on making it a place that is a great value to be there and to support me. And so, yeah, if you're a patron, thank you so much. Your support has been life-changing, and it is why I keep making these regular videos and, you know, have all this really nice camera gear that makes me really, really enjoy my job. I like having nice gear. I've been a photographer since the age of 4 or 5 when I got my first camera, and, you know, by supporting me through Patreon, you're making dreams come true. You're making my dreams come true, and it, you know, makes this sustainable for me. And like I said, it makes a big difference when I enjoy the gear I'm using. All right, it's about 1 a.m. and I'm calling it quits for today. It's been a 13-hour workday, but I've let my filming to editing ratio get a little bit out of balance, and now I really need to get stuff edited because although I am my own boss and I get to make my own schedule, I do have deadlines due to working with sponsors, which I really enjoy. I like working with sponsors. The payment to hours worked ratio is probably the best out of all of my different income sources, and I think it's a pretty big world, something I probably only know a tiny little part of. I've never reached out to ask about sponsorships. I've found that I've gotten enough to be satisfied by sitting back and filtering what comes through the inbox. Emails aren't my favorite thing to do, and I do get emails with sponsor or collaboration requests basically every day, and 99% of them go directly into a folder which I ignore. I get a lot of requests to do review videos, unboxing videos, or to promote products on a non-payment but affiliation basis, which I am absolutely not into, especially because the vast majority of these products are products I don't need or would not spend my own money on. A lot of them are Amazon companies or various knockoff products from China, and I do not want to sell those things to you, and I also absolutely do not want to make review or unboxing videos. I only do organic integrations into videos for cash payment. Well, not cash, it's digital, but, you know, for payment plus product. I do not take product in lieu of payment. I negotiate a payment price, and the product is required to do the job. And I think I've been pretty lucky to have some really great companies come my way, and I'm never dealing with the company directly. There's always a management company in the middle, somebody who deals with influencer marketing. They reach out to me on behalf of the company, or they reach out to me to see if I'd be interested, and then pitch me to the company. And if the company says yes, then that's great for everyone. So I tell this company the price I would want, and they give me a list of deliverables and talking points. There's guidelines and usually some sponsor assets I can use if I want, although I do try to film my own as much as possible because that just is more fun for me. But yeah, I actually have no idea what percentage or how much money these intermediate companies are making off of me. I've never thought to ask. I don't care. I don't want to know because I'm happy with the payment I receive for the work I do, and I kind of factor in the YouTube CPM into that and just ask like way more essentially. And so yeah, I'm so happy that they do all that work. They do the back and forth. They do the negotiation. I just tell them what I want. They deal with the company. If the company's happy with that, then they send me the contract. And then I submit my videos to them for review. They do review. the sponsor bit to make sure I hit the required talking points and that I don't use any words or terminology that I'm not supposed to be using. And I've basically had every single video approved the first time because I'm pretty good at following directions and then just making that work and trying to make it sound natural. And I also only agree to sponsor deals with companies that I have, based on my research, found to be legit, or products that I use and enjoy. Any of the companies you see me re-signing with, doing multiple videos with, those are companies that I really stand behind. And yeah, it's a big world, and I just know a little bit about YouTube. And, podcasting sponsorships might be a bit different. There might be different sort of targets to hit in terms of audience or the amount of views. I do sometimes get asked about audience demographics by companies, so I just submit screenshots of the past 28-day audience demographics from the YouTube studio. And yeah, it's a great source of income. I don't do anything on Instagram to make money. I don't do any deals for short form content. I know those exist. I know you can get sponsors for blogs. Like, you can basically get companies to sponsor you for all different types of media. I just, at this point in time, have done YouTube integrations managed by an intermediate company. I don't have a personal manager, but yeah, they make it really easy. And my sponsor income is the money I spend to fix my van, all my repairs, a bunch of disastrous front-end work you're going to learn about in an upcoming video, or maybe the one before this, I'm not sure. But yeah, all my van repairs or big purchases like electrical system components or stuff like that, I will often use sponsor money for. And I'm more prone to saying yes to sponsors if I have big expenses that need to get done. And that's because even though sponsors are good, like pay per hour, it is like kind of uncomfortable making the integrations. It is one of the more awkward parts of my work, one of the more frustrating parts, one of the parts I kind of dread doing the most, but it's worth it. And I push myself, out of my comfort zone to do that because I need to make that sort of income. My channel is not big enough that I can rely alone on YouTube AdSense and Patreon support to be able to keep my life together, to keep making videos, especially because, like I mentioned, I do like to spend Patreon income on improving the quality of my filming gear, because none of it's cheap, and that just makes filming a lot more enjoyable for me. So that, I think, is what I have to say about sponsors. But maybe if there's enough questions after this video on all these different topics I'm talking about today, that I'll do like a part 2. So let me know down below if you have specific questions involving all of this. Right now I'm working away on another income stream I have, which is merch. At the moment, I only sell things that I can store and ship in my van, which is a collection of stickers that I sell, have accumulated over the past few years. I just keep adding new ones. I also have a couple different magnets, a postcard set, which I'm thinking of creating a new one once I sell out of these ones, as well as a temporary tattoo. I really enjoy shipping from the van. When I did my renovations, I built a much bigger desk because it does take pretty much all of the space to process orders, especially when I'm processing a big set of orders like I'm working on today, because I recently had a flash sale. Aside from sales and new product launches, it's usually just a slow trickle of sales, so I would just work out of the drawer. I wouldn't necessarily set everything up, but because I'm doing a big bunch of orders today, I have everything set up, and the space that's not being taken up by managing my sticker store is a pile of just camera gear, odds and ends that I just haven't put away or whatever. So when I do sticker sales, I always have a drink with me, so I've made an extra decaf coffee, and I also am responding to comments on the video I just put out a couple hours ago, so I'm doing that while processing stickers, and then I usually listen to a podcast or like a collective reading or something, which I'm doing now. I just have it off for the video, but the sticker store, my merch sales are done for Frank. So, I mean, I love stickers. I've been collecting stickers my entire life. I have heaps of stickers in my van and in storage. Because yeah. I always buy 2 of them too, so I can put one somewhere and then save one. I'm just that kind of person. So it was really amazing to be able to sell my own stickers, to create my own stickers, to have stickers of my precious dog, and to have sticker designs that were gifted to me by viewers, which is so kind. And then other ones like these and the logo ones that I've done myself. And so I do store everything in here. I have a box under my bed with backstock because I order in large quantities to lower the cost per unit, to increase my profit margins, because 100% of the profits from running my merch store go into Frank's care. He's gotten quite expensive with age, with just monthly medications and unfortunately surgeries and stuff like that. A couple years ago, I launched this sticker to help support his cancer removal, and then since he's had pretty horrible bladder infection that was really costly, and then his foot surgery this year. So this is done for Frank, and you know, it would be nice if Frank wasn't so expensive and some of this income could go towards truck, but I'm really happy to do it with Frank, and I love shipping it myself from the van because I get to see everybody's names and where they're from and read the notes they sometimes leave in their order, and so it just feels really personal. And when I'm processing stickers, I do it from a place of deep gratitude, and I always just feel so loved when I have these times that I process the stickers. I have, you know, been asked about selling t-shirts and sweaters and stuff like that over the years, and I just haven't found any print on demand or fulfillment service that I feel comfortable putting my name behind. That is what most creators do. They either have an ongoing print on demand or drops. You have to be quite big, I guess, like have a lot of sales to be able to buy all of like the clothing stock and have somewhere to store it. And me being in a van, I would have to have someone else to manage those orders and shipping, which wouldn't leave me with any profits. And print on demand sticker fulfillment, I've noticed that the creators all charge more for their stickers than I do while earning less profits. And because I want this to go to benefit Frank, then I just do it myself because I do have a better profit margin that way. And I think it's just really fun to ship from the van, and I can have like my custom inserts that say thank you, and people can see the post stamp of where I sent it from in my travels, and it's just worked really, really well for me. So it's been a really fun thing. And, you know, if you have ever bought merch, clothing merch from a creator or YouTuber that you were really happy with the quality of the item, as well as the service and speed of shipping, then please leave a comment below, because that would really help me find someone that I would be okay working with. That would be great, because it is something I'd like to do. I have shirts for myself, and I know other people would really enjoy having those. But with that said, yeah, merch is a nice way to increase my income, and it's, yeah, like I mentioned, really, really fun shipping from the van and doing it myself and just keeping it super, super personal. This video is getting long, so I'm going to try to be really quick about it. I've gone over my 4 main sources of income, which are YouTube, Patreon, sponsorships, and merch. And just a reminder, this is going to be different for every creator. not every creator is on Patreon or works with sponsors or sells merch. And I know of creators who make their income through Patreon but don't put ads on their videos. And so, yeah, it's different for everyone. This is my journey, but there are some other sources of income that exist or that just aren't enough to be part of my main four. And that is direct from viewers through PayPal or e-transfer, because I'm Canadian. So if you're in Canada, you can send me money through e-transfer, but otherwise through PayPal. And yeah, that's a really, really cool way to, make an income. Like I mentioned, I've had people send me money to apologize for using ad blockers. I've had people send me money to apologize for leaving nasty comments, which honestly, those comments were super tame. So if that was you, I wasn't worried about it, but I do really appreciate it. And then, I have an old dog who's been through a lot, and I've received a lot of kindness towards his medical costs, which is just so heartwarming and life-changing. And it's a really, really special thing to create in such a way where people feel connected to me and want to help me out on a personal level. And yeah, I love you for that. So thank you. And then another way I also make an income, although probably my smallest source of income, is affiliate marketing. This seems really simple. It seems like just easy, free money. People just click the link, I make money. But it's not as simple as it sounds. First of all, you have to get those links. It takes a lot of legwork and time and annoying email computer work, which is not my favorite. I do not get into this job to spend time emailing, and I think most creators would agree with me that dealing with emails is the worst part of this job. So it takes a while to set up all the affiliate marketing, and then sometimes it can take a while to kind of chase down that money. I have affiliate links that people have told me they used, and I never ended up getting paid by the companies for, which is really disappointing. I do have a list of links below. It is not something I put a big emphasis of my time in, because I just do feel like my time is already really stretched, and I would rather spend my time trying to get better at editing and storytelling or connecting with patrons and viewers than building my array of affiliate links. But basically what an affiliate link or marketing is, if you've never heard of it, is a link that if you shop through, I earn a commission at no extra cost to you. So it does really help creators if you use an affiliate link. Some creators make the majority of their income through affiliate links. I don't. I do make some. Some of the links I'm able to give you a discount, some of the links I'm not. But it's just something that I just don't feel like I have time to put a lot of priority into. But it's nice when, eventually that little account reaches $100 and I get a payout, once, maybe twice a year. So it all adds up. It all contributes to life being affordable for me. And I'm sure there's more sources of income that I'm not aware of. I do get a lot of companies, they want me to post a review video. They're willing to give me the product to post the review video. And then I don't make any money from that unless I do affiliate marketing. And some people jump on that, but I'm not about that. I'm not going to post a review and try to sell you something I don't have extensive experience with, especially because I really value products that have like a good longevity, that aren't just going to break and be crap. And on really just most of the companies that reach out to me, they're just products I wouldn't use, or I wouldn't stand behind, or I wouldn't spend my own money on. So I am not going to try to sell them to you, even if I can profit off of that. So in this video, I've talked about the different ways I make money as a creator. Hopefully that helps you better understand the creator economy, which, as I mentioned, is vast and ever-changing and is going to be unique to each creator out there. This is my experience, but if this is a job that you're interested in getting into, hopefully that's a bit of a jumping off point. This is not my usual type of video. There are channels I've stumbled across that make content dedicated to this topic. This is just something I'm doing as an aside on my channel because people expressed interest about it, and I think it can be really valuable to gather the experiences of a whole bunch of different people if you're interested in this job, and if you're just interested in learning more about me and how I sustain my life, then hopefully that answers your questions if you've stuck around this long. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just really, from all this, just want to make it clear that this is not easy money. This is a full-time job. It is mentally taxing. And I have also invested a lot of money into not only making better quality content, more visually appealing content, but also because I'm a van lifer, because I'm nomadic, I have Starlink. I have to pay for Starlink. I have to buy the dish. I have to pay to use it if I'm going to be in remote places. I also have a very expensive phone plan that allows me lots of data. Yes, I could get free Wi-Fi in libraries, but then I would be spending tons of time dedicated to going to Wi-Fi and uploading. So in order to maintain the freedom of this lifestyle while also sharing it with you, there is a cost involved in, just getting that on the internet. And another thing about being a YouTube van lifer is that I needed to invest in a power system. I lived in the van full time for more than 7 years before I was on YouTube, and for all those years I would just charge off a thing that plugged into the cigarette lighter while I was driving, but it really didn't take long of trying to make this career happen before I realized I really needed to invest in a power system so I could keep up with the batteries to film and to edit. It is my number one use of power is charging batteries surrounding my job. My lights, my fan, my heater all use way less power combined than I use to charge my camera batteries and laptop. And then if I'm somewhere remote and I'm using Starlink, that uses the most amount of power. I have a pretty basic power system that charges off my alternator, and I do have a solar panel I can put out on nice days. But even with that, I spent well over $4,000 on my power system, which I only spent that money to keep this job going. So yeah, I think if you live in a house, then that's not really like a concern. But yeah, being a YouTuber on the road definitely has like some unique needs and costs surrounding with it. I think that's all I'm going to say about this topic here today. If you've watched all the way through to the end, thank you so much. Watching through the video in its entirety is actually one of the biggest factors that contribute to my video reaching a bigger audience. Comments are amazing. I love to hear from you. I like to get your opinions on things. I don't really like unsolicited advice, especially medical advice, but that just is, I guess, a hazard of the job. But I do love to hear your thoughts and opinions on topics in the video. I always enjoy a thumbs up. But in terms of my channel growing, if you're interested in helping make that happen, the best things you can do are to share my videos with people you think might enjoy them, but then also to click on the videos when you see them come up and watch them all the way through. So yeah, I hope you found this video enlightening in some way. And yeah, I really appreciate you and all the different ways that you help make this be a really awesome career for me as somebody who is deeply passionate about taking photos and videos and storytelling. It is my life. It is like the essence of who I am, and you allow me to live my dream. So thank you. I have a cute clip of Frank to send you off on your way, and I'll see you soon with more adventures here on TIDELINTOALPINE.